surprised because I feel like public servants, especially those that have had this kind of experience, should make it a habit to write about their experience and document for history and for those that are coming back. Although he hasn't written one like an autobiography, but so many books have been written about him from third parties. But it would be interesting for him. It would have been interesting for him, and this is a lesson for others to write. I'm already writing one. I know I still have a long way to go, but I'm documenting and I'm writing as we go along. I think that's very important because the kind of life that he lived, if you're not hearing from third parties, if there's somewhere, like a book where you can go and pick from and learn, I think that would be very important for us.
I'd like to say that, if you will, writing a book is imperative, is important. If you look at his academic prowess, he has a master's degree in military history. Muhammadu Buhari himself is a part of a history of Nigeria's leadership. People who wish can go ahead and write books about him because the life he lived in public service is an institution, a repository of knowledge, a repository of capacity building for anybody and anyone. Some of us were not even willing to meet with him, as the case may be, but what he stood for was that driving force to stay committed, even till today in death.
All right. I remember, a book we used to write. We needed to read to pass WAEC, Incorruptible Judge. But that's by the way. Dr. Kinshiju, you was talking about, integrity and frugality. But when we look at all this procession, the ceremony, it's been celebrated and what it stood for and all that. So many politicians are there today, governors, ex-governors, former ministers, current ministers. What should they take away from this? Already drums are already being beaten concerning another round of but let's take the that is done of.
President left the residents of the that's in the city, and particularly at the residence of the late former Nigerian leader. We are waiting for the other mourners here, the Daura helipad, where the funeral prayers will take. And gaining from the Daura Congolum Highway are now moving into the place, including royal fathers. I can see the emir of Africa in Yobe State moving into the helipad. There are also former governors, especially former governor of Kaduna State and Sokoto State, Nasir El-Rufai, Aminu Tambwal, as well as former ministers of the Buhari administration, including the former communication and digital economy, Isa Ali Fantami. We are also early hours of the day. And the Emirates have agreed and recommended the chief imam of Yusuf to lead the funeral prayers for the late Nigerian leader, which is taking place at the late Nigerian leader. And is the chief Nigeria's President and Commander, President Bola Tinubu, Vice President, and other Nigerian governors. As you may also recall, the President, the federal government, and many state governors have declared today as a public holiday as part of the 7-day national mourning. And we can also see flags flying at half-mast to honor the late Nigerian leader, a patriot who is also seen as somebody, a person of impeccable character and a symbol of honesty, as people fondly call him, Mai Gaskiya in Hausa, which means the honest one. That's why people of Daura said they could not have any other who has been ever, even when he was in power as the president between May 2023, after handing over to his successor, President (17, 1942), and had his early life here. And of course, he was also the Nigeria's 7th and 15th Nigeria's leader as the civilian president who was elected into office for 2 consecutive terms. Throughout his life, Buhari maintained strong ties to his hometown, Daura. And as we can see, the residents of the city, young and old, are all here to mourn, to give final respect to the illustrious son of the city and a father who they see as a source of pride to the ancient emirate. As you might have seen, the remains is being driven to Daura from Kasena, which is about 72 kilometers away from this place. Is expected to be buried here at his residence, which is 50 meters in residence. And people of Daura, as they've been telling us in the course of discussions since yesterday, he's someone new to miss, not only for maintaining strong ties with them over the years, but for being generous and for being humble, for being for carrying them along in all his activities. He never looked down at his status